You weren't.
And I mean, look at that. Look at that. There we go. Oh my God. Oh.
Morning, everybody. We're
Good morning.
right
Oh,
on the
gonna
button on
Gonna
time.
Oh. Ha! Framed better. Hopefully, to be clear, everyone, I did double check, not we, I did double check this morning. On our end, it shows that these mics are being picked up. We do apologize if you're experiencing sound problems. We're working on it. Yeah. One day, when we have 10,000 subscribers, I will have the money to pay someone to come in and set this up so that it works every time. If you want this to work better,
tell all your friends. And subscribe and like.
Subscribe and like. Yeah, subscribe and like start subscribing strangers. Just take their phone, say, what's your passcode? I'm going to improve your life, right? It's not a lie. So just take their phone, say, I'm going to improve your life, and just type us in, subscribe them, and then, ask if they have any children with phones. Just go about the house and see, is there an elderly woman living in one of the other rooms who doesn't even know that YouTube's on her device? Take it, log her in, make her an account, do whatever you have to do, just subscribe.
Anyway, so we're there. So it is a great day in Christchurch, not as warm as the last few days that we've had, but it's
tingly.
It's tingly, yes.
It's tingly.
It was raining at my place, but it's fine in town. Who knew?
Yes, it is colder in town than I think it was at either of our places.
Yeah, but we're here. And I've put my gooseberry on because we're announcing Flocktober and what's going to happen. And I thought I'd inspire you all.
Oh, yes. And I put on a sweater that I have just released to also inspire you all because I'm going to be making one of my own designs. I'll pause for the shocked gasp, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to be making one of my own designs, and yes, I'm excited. I'm excited about the whole concept for this year, and maybe should we do the Flocktober first? No, let's tell people all about our projects first.
Oh, right.
That's really what they're here for.
Well, I have to say...
You go first, please.
I've got a new project, but not what you're thinking, but I've got...
Yes.
This is the Project 80 in walnut and wood smoke, and my God, I'm totally in love. It looks big, but it's not.
No, it's super convenient.
It's taking everything, and I take it everywhere now. It's like my constant companion.
It's
got a shoulder strap.
Christine, I also have a new project companion that just since coming back from Cannes, I've become quite fixated on, and everyone. It's the Project 40, which is the exact same size without the contrasting corners. And we didn't plan this in the slightest. Look at this.
Travel tip, it takes my keep cup standing upright in it.
Okay.
And so I've got, I'm now going from one project to probably multiple projects because I can put it all in. It all packs up, doesn't weigh half a ton. I don't know how it doesn't weigh half a ton, but it doesn't. So I'm thrilled to pieces with it.
I'm so happy that you love it. I love all of my
all
redesign
of
bags.
them.
I love all of them. I can't live without it.
And listen, I get comments from the most bizarre people. They notice it. Oh my God.
It's just a great looking bag as well. Like that's the other nice part about it.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
I can't rate it more highly. Now, Christine's Lise, L-I-S-E top. Now, don't worry, she's not going down the skinny Kate Moss look. It's got to be blocked, and it's said to block it. And I thought, I want to knit the other sleeve before I block it.
Yes, it'll be easier to block it flat before you seam it all.
So this bit is an alpaca 2, and it's been blocked, and it's lovely. And this is in Tivini. Don't worry, Christine's not knitting in the round.
She's got you guys, don't worry.
But it has got the most fabulous detail because you do, it's slightly back wing, but I don't want to put you off. It's not hugely back wing. It's just got a bit of a back wingy sort of effect.
You're not going to be looking like you're an extra Nosferatu.
Yeah. So, but then it's got the most fabulous decrease down the centre of the sleeve.
It is a beautiful design.
It's just gorgeous. And so that's where it all decreases, and so it will spread out. Christine's already tried it on with pins, multiple pins, and I'm just thrilled to pieces. So
I love it.
this is the sleeve, and I've put this on a cable because I was supposed to do another 6 centimetres without decreasing, and I'm thinking, this could be like a European sleeve, which is way down past my fingers, and I'm not into that. This appears to be the right length, but until I've blocked it, I've just put it on using one of my old cables, because Christine is a huge fan of the Lantern Moon metal cables.
Yes, in general,
oh my God,
metal cables forever.
And so then this sleeve is just the Tivini, just this greyish lavender colour all the way down. So there's no more of the alpaca 2. And then it's got this alpaca 2. I've read ahead on the pattern, and that's the band around the bottom, which again is in this 3x3 rib. So that's me. So I'm hoping this will be off the needles before the 1st of October.
Look at you go.
I'm just thrilled to pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's me.
Well, I am...
Oh yeah, this. Wednesday night, knit night, everybody's oohing and ahhing.
We've placed the order, the yarn is on its way. I couldn't resist. I know there are quote unquote other priorities, but everyone, this should be a high priority in your life. I must admit, so what I'm doing right now is frantically knitting a sleeve for a pullover that I'm going to be releasing for this yarn as it comes in. I'm also then going to do 2 cardigans, a round neck version and a V-neck version with brace yourselves, double knit button bands. I know, everyone everywhere.
Not in this yarn.
In this yarn.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going to be fabulous. Just wait till you see. So I recently as well, you haven't seen the drop shoulder cardigan that I gave the same stripe pattern as Elton in person, but it also features, hello, I thought you were off today.
No,
Oh,
I have to leave later.
Oh, carry on.
okay, I have this backward in my head. Anyway, delightful staff members are appearing out of the woodwork as they do. So, oh God, totally derailed. Oh, and I forgot to answer Mary. Mary, if you're watching, please get me something. Surprise me, apparently. There we go.
You're talking about
The bulky weight mohair.
the Elton.
The Elton knockoff. So the Elton knockoff, which is not a knockoff at all, I wrote a whole new pattern because I wanted something with significantly more shaping through the shoulder and more options of how to fit the sleeve and all of those sorts of details. So I wrote a whole new pattern, but I had the yarn for Elton that I was never going to use up, so I knit it in that same stripe pattern.
Right.
Because I also just love that effect. It's so beautiful, but I think the problem is if you make any if you make any design in that stripe pattern now, it is instantly just going to register as Elton. And she has, to her credit, released multiple seamless top-down construction versions of that pattern. And I will always reference them in advance before trying to sell this pattern because I know they look alike. I get it. It's just a stripe pattern.
Yeah.
And a drop shoulder
Well,
cardigan.
this is a stripe pattern,
Yes.
but it's random stripes.
It is random stripes. This one's definitely 4x4, which I love as a stripe pattern. However, when I started doing it in dark red and teal, it started to get quite Freddy Krueger quite quickly.
Ooh.
So I then thought I was traveling and I had taken the yarn that it was originally for an Elton with me by chance. And so I was just sitting there with this yarn and I had actually run out of other yarn, which I know sounds hard to believe.
I can't
But
believe it.
I had run out of yarn. And you can only knit so many socks and hats in a trip. So I just cast on and whipped that off. But it has double knit button bands, despite being in that very, very lightweight fabric.
Oh.
And the balance that it brings to the shape of the garment is simply incredible. Sorry, I'm going to place my coffee order, just the usual, please, for me, just like an iced filter, unless you're walking to Starbucks, in which case, a nitro cold brew, please.
Okay. I want to try it, so.
Okay.
Or should I not try it?
Do what you want. Sorry, everyone, we're having an off-camera conversation.
Somebody
about
wants to
pumpkin.
try a pumpkin spice latte.
Not
Been there, done that in the States, never going back.
Yeah,
It's like,
I think pumpkin spice.
It doesn't
plus
taste
coffee
disgusting.
Is
It's
cursed.
it's not as good as what you think it's going to be.
It
Yeah.
takes like coffee with pumpkin, milk, and cinnamon.
Okay, that kind of sounds disgusting.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not the best.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go
Okay,
with
so this is
cinnamon.
just a little,
Okay,
you know,
sorry everyone.
just side note.
Sorry, I actually must admit that I'm quite fond of Starbucks as a concept, because I am an iced coffee beverage drinker. However, I am not a fan of anything pumpkin spice. I think it's a cursed flavor. She'll just have a large cappuccino with no topping,
Yeah.
please. Perfect. So, anyway, the double knit button bands really help lighter weight, lower
Oh, okay.
density fabrics to not do that hanging points at the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah.
Which in my head I kind of want to refer to as seal points. If you think about the way kind of seals sit with their flippers, like,
And it sort of ruins your line. You put on a garment and you think, oh, it looks really good.
Yeah.
And then like 15 minutes later, an hour later, you look at yourself in the mirror, or you pop in later in the day and it's all hanging down the front. You think, this really wasn't the look I was going for.
and I'm just going to be clear. I'm not saying that this is going to be right for everyone.
Right.
What's right for Ethan in his knitting is no more picked up button bands. I think that they're cursed.
Oh, okay.
I'm only doing knit separately seamed on button bands. I don't care what patterns say. I don't care what's going. I mean.
Oh, well, that's leading into what I'm going to do for Flocktober.
Oh, okay. So, well, at the moment, everyone, I am making
I'm
a
scared.
bulky weight mohair pullover in yarn that we have ordered that is coming. If you are a Flock online member, you will be able to get access to the yarn early. And access to the pattern, because this is the November pattern release for the Flock Online. A super fun, super quick, bulky weight pullover that if you don't need to knit something as long as I do, so in a body from the shoulder, and it's the way that I learned to knit garments, it's the way that I think about it, from the shoulder here in a drop shoulder, I need about 24 to 25 inches of total length
Right.
in the body of the garment. Most people probably don't need quite that much. We're talking probably like at least a significant amount shorter than how I need to knit a garment in the body and especially in the sleeve. So you will not use as much yarn as I do. Almost guaranteed, even if you knit bigger sizes. So this is, I'm on the sleeve, this is the third ball.
Yeah.
I think the majority of people will get the cardigan out of 3 balls easily.
Right. Okay.
Given how far into the first sleeve I already am.
Yeah.
And given when you see the size.
Oh, now this is what everybody oohed and ahed at. Look at how the colour. Yep, it's coming up.
Yeah.
It looks a bit brighter on screen.
It's brighter on screen.
It's
more
quite muted.
in
Yes,
person.
it is. And
It's
the colour's
soft and
called
muted.
sushi.
Well,
so
good news, Christine. Will you take this one?
it's called sushi. This colour, and it's the most gorgeous peachy salmon colour with like the green for the seaweed. The white for the rice.
Yeah.
It's so incredibly soft and so light.
It's soft.
It's
It's
so
light.
light.
It's really beautiful. It's
Yeah.
The pooling's been really regular,
Yeah.
which is really quite nice. Even up here, the only reason the pooling changed is because you change how many stitches you're working across back
Right.
and forth, so you can see that change. But that happens with all hand-dyed yarns. No amount of alternating skeins will solve that. But I'm not at all displeased. I love it.
Yeah.
And it is going to be fluffy and warm. And I gave the neck a little bit more depth so that you can have a little bit more control over how high the neck is on this pullover versus my usual
high neck, feeling the cold.
Halston High Crew, everyone. It's a Halston High Crew. I'm sorry that I looked at classic design and thought, ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But it's just it's beautiful, and
Yeah,
you passed around
divine.
the swatch
Yeah.
that had been washed or dampened, and it's super soft.
Yeah,
Like, super
it's
soft.
insane.
It's
I'm
just
so
really
thrilled. The
yeah.
stains are ginormous. They are, I think, going to come in at just over $60 each, but you only need 3 to make a cardigan. And I'm also going to design a shawl that will be striped, that hopefully if I do it right, if you knit the cardigan and the pullover and buy one more skein in a contrasting color, you'll be able to knit a striped shawl with a contrasting border. So I'm working on that as well, because I have 2 more colors on the way for 2 more samples. So I'm going to make
Right.
both the cardigan samples up as well. And then that way people will be able to come in and try them on, because as with a lot of things, you probably won't need as big of a size as you think in my patterns.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a misconception because I wear a slightly bigger size because of my shoulders and stuff, but you may not need nearly as big of a size as you think. Most people fit nothing bigger than a 4 or a 5 maximum. in my patterns. Anyway, yes. So speaking of myself, I know it's shocking, right? Shocking behavior. No, speaking of us and Flocktober and what's going on, we are going on a fun theme route, I think, this year. A garden party theme, actually. This came up in very much passing the other day, and if you know Christchurch and you looked at the graphics for today and some of the graphics that are going to be going forward for what we're doing, there is a rotunda that looks quite a bit like the rotunda that I selected for the imagery for our.
We've got a few rotundas in Christchurch.
We have a few,
and they're in beautiful settings.
They are all in beautiful settings.
They're all in beautiful settings. One's round the river in the sort of centre of town, and one's in the gardens at the moment, surrounded by a sea of daffodils.
Yeah,
it's just
fabulous.
It
is spectacular, and we are the Garden City, so we are having a garden party, a 60-day garden party for Flocktober, from October 1st all the way to November, I think it's 28th. And we are so excited to say that this year, and we are going with 6 designers as the theme. Now, some of them are still to be hammered out. I know Christine and I can tell you some of the ones today, and I'm sure that we can pre-guess what Christine and I are both, whom Christine and I might both be knitting. But more importantly, in a lot of ways, we are going to make some changes. So I think what we'll do is announce a little bit about what we're both going to be making.
Yep.
And then we can get the boring and maybe exciting announcement.
It's exciting because
out of the way.
Ethan just dropped it on us on Wednesday night at night, and it was like everybody sort of did a wee bit of a double take.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a fun time. It's 60 days. So
60 days.
It's like, it's not a race, but I think of it too as an opportunity to try something different that you maybe haven't done, and that's why I wore this today. So if you've never knitted 2 yarns together, it might be an opportunity to do that. Use a pattern you've already got, maybe just change it around or try a different pattern. So no surprises, but Christine's on the Issachar kick, and I think I'm finally, getting into the grip of reading the patterns, which are usually only a page and a half long instead of like 28 pages. And not throwing any shade. So I'm going to knit out of the Tokyo, which is the number 3 book, called Keep It Simple, and it's new for me, and it's a cardigan.
Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't looked at the button band. So we might be so it's a short sleeved one in
I know the one.
And it's an Issachar tweed, which I love. If I, had no other yarn for the rest of my life,
Desert Island yarn.
It would be
Issachar
tweed.
We had this question at Ken. Okay, so what would be your Desert Island yarn, Christine?
It would be Issachar tweed.
Okay. No prizes for guessing mine.
So it's a really fun knit. It's because you use Issachar tweed as the base, and then it's got use up scraps of Tabini, Alpaca 2, there was a couple of other ones, and so you join, and some of the comments on Ravelry are interesting, you cut like 20 to 50 centimetre lengths and knot it and make it into a 50 gram ball, and that's your contrasting yarn. So it's got these stripes in it, and then it's got a bit of crochet stripes going upwards, which according to the Ravelry English contributors have all sort of saying, God, this took, but then they got into the swing of it and got used to it. So I thought, right, well, I've never knitted a cardigan. Now, it did scare me when I went on to Ravelry to see how many projects, because Christine's taking the big step. Not only is a cardigan, the whole garment is on 3mm needles. And when I went on Ravelry, it had, at the top, it had needle size 2.75. And I thought, what? Scrolled down further and it had 3mm. So I don't know what's with the 2.75 at the top.
Probably the
anyway.
bands.
No, it's only one needle. I don't have to get any more new needles.
Okay. We'll get there when we get there, everyone.
So that's so I'm knitting on tiny needles, 3mm,
Yes.
and it's a cardigan. So that's something new for me. So the regular bit is stocking stitch. It's got an interesting contrast thing on switching the needles backwards and forwards, and it's like, And so when Issachar says do a swatch, do a swatch.
Always do the swatch.
Always
the
do a
swatch. Always
swatch.
contains the secrets of the pattern.
Yes, it does. And so you make all the stuff ups in the swatch, and even the swatch has even
Discoveries. Make all the discoveries.
Yeah, the swatch has even got how to do the button bands.
Oh, there we go. Often a feature of theirs. They'll also tell you how to knit the shoulder of a pullover in a swatch. And then, when you get to it in the pattern, they'll say, knit it like the swatch.
Yeah, knit it like the swatch, yep.
I've been guilty on more than one occasion of not knitting the shoulder swatch, just knitting the gauge swatch and moving on with my life.
I didn't have to do a swatch for this one because it's just 3x3.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be knitting one of my own patterns because I'm actually starting to get more things released, and I'm really starting to prefer my own patterns. It's sure that's like that for a lot of designers out there. This can't be unique. If you look around, there's not many of them wearing other people's things, unless they've recently knit themselves something by Oregon, which is just good sense and good taste to knit yourself an Oregon once in a while. Or a Marie Wallen. We all have to stop and smell the roses now and then if you're going to continue to be creative on your own.
Well, it also expands your knitting skills.
Yes, exactly. That is my
I mean, Ethan's like the king of knitting skills, but for everybody else, every pattern you pick up, you learn something new, even if it's just a stocking stitch thing and, you know, it's just a straight up jersey with a raglan or whatever, or a drop shoulder, but you always learn something, whether it's with the yarn, the needles, you know, you're expanding, and it's all keeping the, you know, the dementia at bay.
I am excited to have some bulky mohair leftovers so that I can indulge in some explorative Nancy Marchand knitting, shall we say. I'm going to use 2 different sets of mohair to make a new vest that she's released instead of just one, but that's just a pet project because I think it'll be fun to do like that. I think woven knitting really is the only thing I haven't explored now, and I'm excited to spend some time with it.
Yeah, well, I've got one of hers on my favourites.
Yes, it's the one that I'm considering playing with double mohair.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And it just looks fun, and it's just a vest. It's just a vest.
It's just a vest.
It's just a vest, and I thought, I could do that.
No sleeves.
Yeah, no sleeves.
As soon as you take the sleeves out of the equation, everything gets remarkably easier. I have found over time for people. So. Don't be afraid, just drop the sleeves from the equation. Yeah,
because when I finished this, because this is the piece for new viewers that I started, and it's the back and the front are one piece, and it's only got one seam up the side, and then you pick up the sleeves and go down. And when I was doing it, I put it on to see how it was fitting, because you know how you have this crisis of confidence partway through your knitting, you think, oh, this is never going to fit. And you put it on, and it's like, wow. Love it. And I actually did contemplate not doing the sleeves and just finishing it, because as you can see, it stops down here and it would make a really nice top or vest.
So you got extra coffee?
Oh. Yeah, so I love it. So this is in Tivini and mohair.
Yes.
And so it's called Gooseberry. It's not on Ravelry except for my project. But you go to the ISKA website. But it's just fun, and you create the stripes how wide you want them, or how narrow, or whatever.
Yes.
So it's...
And I will say to everyone out there, I am starting to experience personally diminishing returns on Ravelry. Don't be afraid to do something bold. Download your Ravelry library, make a note of the designers you really love. You're finding your new patterns on Instagram anyway. You're finding your new patterns from going to Knit Nights or here on YouTube.
Or direct from the designer if you subscribe to them.
Exactly. Subscribe, buy direct from the designer, and just stop using your Ravelry account.
Yeah, it's good. I find Ravelry's good for an aid memoir. It's like you're out and you think, oh, how many balls did that take? Or how many did that do? And
but
so
you know
can
it
look it up.
takes a quarter of the time writing it down in a notebook.
Oh yeah, true. And now with my new project book, I've got
I
my
can see
notebook,
your pen.
I've got my and I've got my pen.
See, I have the same thing in mind. This is the thing, everyone. Go back. Go back. Don't worry. The technology was great.
Yeah.
And I said this recently, it was super awesome, Ravelry, when there was like 24 to 100,000 people and we were scattered all over the world. The beautiful thing that Ravelry has brought back is that we are all, in general, in proximity to at least one other knitter, which means you can have a knitting group. And once you have a knitting group of any size, do you know what happens? More people show up. And eventually, you actually just aren't, we are just not on Ravelry as a group as much as we used to be as well. And you can see in our group, because our pattern selection goes on interesting tangents based on one person's adventures and my often shocked expression. Which brings us to kind of the garden party idea here. So you're gonna have 60 days to knit essentially whatever you want. We're gonna be promoting 6 designers, and we encourage you to pick a pattern from one of these designers to either expand what you already know or to do something from this designer that you normally wouldn't because of a yarn constraint. We are working hard to bring in more original yarns over time for all of these designers. And the reality is, before anyone asks, no, I don't know how long it's going to take for things to get here. I absolutely, and I'm not being funny, have no idea when anything that's not personally for me is arriving any longer. And that's for the best. But what I do know is that we have lots of fun things planned in the pipeline to expand what we offer so that more people have access to more different types of yarn. When I opened this business, I put a very simple motto on it. And this year, we are going to fulfill that motto and bring Flocktober in alignment with my overall goal of having this business. My goal is wool for all. I want everyone to knit, and I want everyone to feel welcome and to know that no matter what else is going on in your life, your local knitting group is a soft place to land. It is a place to find other like-minded people who you may not expect to enjoy in daily life. It is a chance to connect across age and everything else that we know about people. Skill-based, and it essentially as well connects us in a local, grounded way where we're physically doing something and you just watch how people grow and change. And I am grateful for that above everything else that I get to do each week. In the spirit of this, in direct reflection of some things that have been going on inside of the knitting community, not just for a few years, but pretty much since we started having yarn shops and trying to do these things. Knit-alongs have always been really focused on what people sell and what's going on with things and trying to get kits moved and all these other things like that. And I really appreciate the necessity of that business model, but I am also done with it. And I want to welcome every single person who's watching and every single person who watches this ever to every Flocktober that's going to happen. We are going with a bring your own yarn theme this year that we're going to carry forward with us as the ethos of what we're trying to do with Flocktober. I don't care where your yarn came from. I essentially don't care what pattern you're knitting. Essentially, all we want is for you to take 60 days and knit something that excites you, that brings you joy, and that you wouldn't normally do because you don't think you can, or you don't have the support to do it, or you don't have the quote-unquote skill to do it. And we're here for 60 days to help with all of that in a present and grounded manner. We will be here in store on Saturday mornings and Wednesday evenings. You are welcome to bring your projects, to bring your questions, and to actually expect to receive help. It might not be perfect, but it will get you where you're going. But
you'll get the support. It's a bit like going to a garden party. You can wear flats because you don't want to sink into the lawn. You might wear stilettos, and some of you might wear the stilettos with a little plastic thing that gives you a bit more ground. So,
that's just it.
And you can do it. You can do it any way you like.
And this year, we just want everyone to enjoy. And we want everyone to be with us. So our knit nights are here for all of you anytime. I don't care what you're knitting. I don't care where the yarn came from. I don't care if you've been knitting for 5 minutes or crocheting or if you've been doing it for 40 years. We just want you to come. And we want to see you and get to know you. So this Flocktober, our garden party is a bring your own yarn affair. And that means to show up. And in order to enter, it's really, really simple this year, Christine. I've made it super easy. You're going to love it. You're going to send an email with your entry to help@getflocked.co.nz because I shouldn't be in charge of collecting these entries. We all know how bad I am at that. And what you're going to do is send us a picture that we can share. You have to agree in advance that we can share your picture of your project, and you're going to tell us why you made it. You're going to tell us the story. And if you don't have a project that you finished in the 60 days and you still want to enter, I want you to send us a photo of whatever you've knit that you're the most proud of and tell us that story. And what we're going to do at the end is we're going to take all of the entries, regardless of who wins or loses, and we're going to read out your stories in a special episode that we're going to pre-record because I'm probably going to need a couple of takes. So, ta-da. So, Flocktober 2025, bring your own yarn. Welcome to our yarn garden party. I will be heading up by knitting my own design, which is an exciting and doesn't feel like it maybe to the rest of you, but a risk always feels big to the person who's taking it, and it feels like a bold new direction for me to back myself conceptually this year. I am so excited to see how this thing that I tell people not to do, throw out your scraps. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Fight me. It's one of the hills I'm willing to die on. There's a lot of hills I'm willing to die on, but it's okay. I'm a good runner. I can get between them fast. And so I think that's pretty much everything. So from cast on October 1st, it happens to be a Wednesday.
Yep, which is a bonus. Now,
Yeah,
if any of
please
you
come
are
in.
travelling, feel
Yes.
free to drop in on the Wednesday night or come in the weekend.
Yeah.
If we know in advance that you can only make it on a Sunday, let us know, and you know, some
People
of us
will
will
come
be
in.
here. We'll be here. We'll come and
Absolutely.
meet you because we want to meet. We want to meet the flock.
Yeah, we want to
community.
meet the rest of
Read
you flockers.
all the flockers that are out there.
And I'm sorry because I might get a little emotional, but I just want to remind all of you that this Flocktober especially, you are not alone, okay? So
No.
I am going to run. So we are part of another community called the Flock Online, and I'm going to have 2 knit nights during the month of October with our Flock Online. And I know these people really well and how generous they are, so they're not going to mind what I'm about to do, which is I'm going to open it up to everyone because I have a Zoom professional account. So I'm actually going to put it into the newsletter. And if you have been sitting at home alone knitting and you have been really missing community and people and you can't afford it for whatever reason, we totally get that. But this is not the time for that. And we're going to welcome you into our knit night for all of Flocktober. So that's going to be our October and our November knit nights. And I know that the rest of the community will be there to welcome you, and we can't wait to meet you. So come for a little taste because something is better than nothing. And you can take that energy back and get your local knit night going. Remember, what did I say? It only takes 2 people to start a knit night.
Yeah,
Okay?
and remember, you're supposed to do something every day that scares you. So,
Yeah.
you know.
So talk to that person down the block who you are suspicious is wearing a hand knit hat. Okay? Because everyone who lives on a block anywhere in New Zealand has seen that neighbor who you are suspicious is wearing a hand knit hat. Don't try to tell me you haven't. We all know. We've all seen them, okay? You need to ask them where the hat came from. And if they don't know how to knit, but they received that hat somehow, all you have to do is convert them to knitting. It
Yeah.
takes 5 minutes,
Yeah.
you know? But don't be too aggressive about it. Try to be as normal as we're all capable of being about it.
Because we're all normal.
Yeah, we're normal, rational
knitters.
people.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting the side eye from our delightful Dassie, which means it's time for us to go. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we were on time.
Yeah.
Just on time. It's a miracle. So to be clear, one last time. There's going to be other things happening. Mystery knit along kits. All of that will go up. Yes, many important business things. We have a big restock of Peruvian. We've got lots of colors in right now if you haven't played with that yarn. We have more colors of Arwetta literally winging their way to us from the North Island as we speak. We have a big refresh that will never last long of silk mohair.
That just disappears.
Yeah,
right
it
there.
always
It's
does.
Scary.
One color is already dead.
Oh my god.
We have 6 new colors of lore that we haven't shown you. That if you haven't used lore, it's a fabulous 2-ply construction DK weight yarn, perfect for color work in the round or flat, which I very rarely say. We have all 26 colors of amble in full size and mini skeins at the moment, but
The
not
mini
for long.
skeins are great. Yep.
The mini skeins are great for color work. Another thing, we've got transitions from the Fiber Company in stock. That's fresh and new and hot.
And you want to look at that because that's really
It's
fun.
really cool.
Yeah.
We've got, I think, 16 colors of Anina now. So we've got more of that rolling in all the time, and the shop is just full of exciting things to get your knitting going and to think about for Flocktober. So we know for sure West Knits is going to be playing a role. Stephen always gets his shout out during this time.
Yeah.
Petite Knits is going to be coming to the party as one of our suggested designer. We carry her patterns. I think someone is doing a Libby Johnson Truly Myrtle pattern as well, which is really exciting, and can't wait to tell you which one of those got selected.
Jessica.
Issayer is definitely coming. Christine is leading the way there. I'm coming along for the ride, and that only leaves 1 slot to fill. So we will find out. I think that we are waiting possibly for Mary to make her final selection.
Right.
And then we will know who the final slot is. So designers are getting locked in. We'll also tell you who you're playing along with, and hopefully I'll be able to meet them with some How's the Flock episodes before the end of Flocktober.
Yeah, or we'll see you in person.
Or we'll see you in person. Please come in all month long and forever. We are always here and always ready to knit with you, even if I'm not here, because this shop and this knitting group is not, believe it or not, everyone, about me. It is actually about all the awesome people that I get to spend time with here at this knitting group, and I do my best to make sure they have all the things that they need, because when they are happy in knitting, the rest of you are too. So, life is better together, and we will see you guys very soon. Please subscribe to this if you're not already, and like it. I think there's other things that I need to be telling them to do, but I am not good at this. There's a youth looking at me. I'll get her to assess the situation and make a script and video intro. She doesn't know this is happening, but that's part of what she's getting told today. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.